just take the point away and
They're still in Liverpool, man.
Found Robertson. Robertson pulls it back. Handle. Goal!
Hello everyone, good afternoon on the Ryan of RYAN LFC YouTube channel. Obviously we're now going to be doing live streams pretty much every day about Liverpool transfers because there's literally nothing else to speak about till next month, where we go into full details about the friendlies coming up. But as usual, please can we have a guest, and Stephen Mix's first stream since the Champions League final, which we obviously were all crying from. So welcome back, Stephen.
Well, don't remind me of that, mate. Do not remind me of that, mate. But yeah, I'm doing good. Good to be back on for a while.
So we've been talking, Stephen, for ages about the fact that we needed a striker. And guess what, Ryan? We've got that striker, Darwin Nunez. We were a bit concerned about his injury we talked about last night. Benfica very early this morning announced on their website that the Darwin Nunez deal was done. We're just waiting for Liverpool now to tweet the announcement video. I don't know when is that going to be, but
it's just not online, but it's pretty much done. It's basically what we're all saying here, isn't it?
It's medical now. It's next to the medical because Brian said this: three ACLs. No, 2 ACL, sorry. He's ACL twice.
Well,
so,
I think it's good. I genuinely think I think a lot of fans are overhyping this signing. And I can see why, because they don't see as this big sign like Lewandowski or what have you, or Kylian Mbappe. But get behind this guy. We trust him, Klopp.
We needed this transfer.
And whether or not it's in the Portuguese league, but the reality is he's definitely someone we can get behind.
Stephen, I'm not going to lie to you. I watched the YouTube video and I didn't impress, but I trust the Liverpool fan base. I trust Jurgen Klopp. But when I look at the video, I say, "Whoa, is this the next Andy Carroll?" And I was kind of a little bit worried, but hopefully we trust in the process. We trust in
I think what's good, Ryan, with Klopp at the helm these past few years, that if we've signed like this guy, who, like you said, if you look at his clips, he has that sort of touch in him that sort of doesn't help things. Klopp can definitely improve that if it works, and it'll test him very much this season going forward. Now I don't know if he'll work as a striker in the system, but we've been crying out for a striker for how long now, and we've needed a striker, so it's going to be really interesting how we do it. Like, I don't know if we're going to go back to 4-2-3-1. That's going to be the big question. Are we going to use that system? Because I feel like we need to change the system, and I think Nunez can hopefully solve that problem. If we change it to a 4-2-3-1, then we could put Firmino maybe, say, in the midfield attacking option, then have 2 midfielders of maybe, say, a Thiago or Henderson one day, or maybe, say, a Fabinho or Thiago or Hendo. You can maybe switch them around. I think that's what's needed going forward, Ryan. And I think if Nunez needs to work in the system, Klopp needs to work on that game as well. He needs to work on that stance for his touch, and he needs to play Nunez not as much games. Nunez needs to get settled into the league like other players like Fabinho will have done in the past. So and like Diaz. So this is going to take time, but like you said, there is things he can improve on. But I would have faith in Klopp, going forward in this. Why not?
Welcome, Sebastian.
So, Jersey boy, how confident you are this is going to be a successful signing for Liverpool? And do you think, how many goals you think he will be getting?
It's very difficult because obviously we're going to have to look at how he's going to build into the league. It's a different league. But we said this about Luis Diaz. What did Luis Diaz do? He's never played in the Premier League. He comes in straight away. The guy looks like he's played in the Premier League his whole life. And they both came from the same league. It looks like a lot of people from the Portuguese league do very well in the Premier League. Look at Benfica. Look at the set Benfica have done. Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva. There's so many good players that have come from Benfica. The only player for Benfica that's done quite badly is João Felix. But that's because João Felix is not fit Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid is not a team that enables him to play how he should be. So,
look, can I just point out? Sorry, before we move on, can I just point out something? I don't know. Are Sporting Lisbon in the same league as Benfica? Because I want to put out the stat here. Cristiano Ronaldo had one season playing for Sporting Lisbon in 2002, right? Before he came to Man United, he had one season there. And he only scored about 5 goals, right? In 31 appearances. And then what happens after that? He goes on to Man United and he scores absolutely wonder goals out of nowhere. It definitely took him time. His first season in Man United was like 5 one season, 6 another, 9 another. Then those goals progressed into 23 and 42 and 26. And at the moment, you look at Darwin when he's playing for Benfica. I think he scored by maybe 25 last season and he scored by maybe 36 this season. And way bigger numbers to what Cristiano Ronaldo did back in the Portuguese league back then. And yes, things have changed. The time has gone on in the football world. But, I think Cristiano Ronaldo would have been in the same boat as, this whole situation. Trying to play a player down, wherever you don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. The reality is, guys, we don't know what Haaland is going to be like, for Man City. And yes, we don't know what Nunez is going to do, but the reality is, I just don't know. I think Haaland will definitely get off the mark. I think it'll take him time, and it'll take Nunez's time as well. But I think if you get behind someone who's scoring a lot of goals in the Portuguese league, that's definitely something you can get behind. Yes, it's a Farmers League, what have you, but if Salah would definitely do that in the Portuguese league if he played there. So, I think there's some Liverpool fans out there that need to sort of trust in the system, and I get why they're scared, but I think this could be good. This is a sort of signing the club has made that we weren't expecting, but it's something you can get behind.
Darwin's only 20. Darwin's my age, by the way. He's my age. So
he's my age. I think he's 20.
Very.
He's going to be 22 in the coming season because his birthday's in June. So basically, he's 22 for the season.
Yeah. So he's very, very, very young. Very, very, very young. He's got a lot of time to do. But as I said, we've seen Luis Diaz come from the Portuguese league and come in straight away. Are we going to see that with Darwin? I'm not too convinced that he's going to be fantastic straight away, but I can tell you that we're going to do better against slow blocks now with him next season. And the reason is I think.
But Jersey boy,
he needs to work.
You don't think we need someone?
But I've watched him. He's very good at scoring, but everything else he needs to get a lot of work on.
But Jersey boy, you don't think we need a midfielder who's going to get at least 10 goals from midfield?
Bro, this is why if you look down there, it says midfield signing. Because apparently, to sort of Liverpool sources, we are looking to get a midfielder this season. So that's what I'm saying. Because it went for Darwin, we're not doing Jude Bellingham, and I think this signing will be like a 15 to 20 million pound midfielder. But that's why Ericsson makes 100% sense. He's on a free. He's on a free.
We can trigger it, can't we?
I want Camavinga.
We can't get Camavinga in Madrid, but
sometimes.
Yes, Michael. Of course I can. Listen. Seriously. Question to all of you guys, obviously, because I'm the host today. Question to all of you guys. I'll start with you, Ryan. Midfield, we have to go for someone cheap. Klopp goes with Eriksen, yes or no?
Get Eriksen win the Premier League.
Bo, look
Eriksen.
look how Eriksen changed Brentford when he came in.
True.
And even when him at Tottenham Spurs, even when him at Tottenham Spurs and team part the bus on Tottenham Spurs, he always break the line for Tottenham Spurs. I think get him on a cheap, give him Axel Chamberlain, give him 100,000, or give him 90,000. Trust me, bro. We have to get rid of Henderson. I don't think Henderson should be Liverpool starting midfielder next season. I think Van Dijk should captain the team, and I think, regardless of respect, but keep Henderson around and rotate Henderson, because keeping Henderson fresh every week, much better for Henderson. We see it in the last part of the season, last 10 games, him kind of run out of steam, and him getting in age. Henderson is not Henderson anymore, and we have to make him become a squad player. So we need to bring in two more midfield.
So he's getting more older.
So
I think he's about 41, Henderson, isn't he? So he's about 41, and he's not going to get any better. That's something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that we were all outraged when he's looking at leaving, but
no,
it kind of made sense why they would need to leave.
Yeah, but guys, I don't know what you guys think, because Takamine on the way out, Nico is on the way out, Origi is on the way out, Axe is on the way. Is this weakness this Liverpool squad and we don't replace them? What do you guys think? Because we're going we win the two competitions.
We need a back.
We win the FA Cup, we win the Carabao Cup.
We haven't got a backup to Salah. That's what annoying me. We've got left wing sorted. You've got Diaz and Jota. Striker, we've got one. We've got Nunez, right? Right wing, Tony Salah.
Don't forget Firmino. We also have him.
Firmino can play. So you got Firmino, Darwin. Right wing, you've got only Salah. We need someone. I want someone like left wing, but we're not going to get it that summer, because the thing is, we spent a lot of money on Darwin Nunez. This is 100 million euros. So
but Jersey boy. But one thing I want to add. As a coach, Karim, so we need more from Thiago. I don't think we need more from Thiago, Coach Karim. I think we need more like Thiago.
Yes.
We need to get someone more like Thiago. Go ahead, Stephen.
So you mentioned Eriksen, Ryan, didn't you? And I think that's a fair point for the season coming up. Like if we get Eriksen this season, he can definitely steady the ship in that midfield, right? But there's still a lot of talk of Jude Bellingham on the list, and I think Liverpool are prioritizing Jude Bellingham in a secret way for the next season coming up in 2023.
Yeah, but Stephen, if we want Jude Bellingham next year, why not go for him this season? Spend the money now. Try to win. Why are we waiting on next year to get Jude Bellingham? That doesn't make no sense.
But Bellingham will cost up. Bellingham Ryan is going to cost about 100 million euros or 100 million pounds in it. And look, we've spent nearly 100 pounds on Nunez. Do you think the club in their system, what FSG's doing, are going to do after this season? I don't personally see it, because that's the way they go. They do it next season. The season after that, and the season after that, and the season after that. That's the way that it's gone ever since they've taken over, and ever since Klopp has taken over this club. I would love it to happen, yes, this season. I just don't see that method right now. To be fair, that's just my honest opinion. I would see it next season. But what you were moving on, what you were saying about Eriksen coming in and getting them on free this season and steady that ship, it works because it helps for next season, saving up the money. If we end up in a good position, finishing maybe second or first in the league, if we get Premier League title, we get Champions League title, that gives us the funds to go and get a Jude Bellingham next season.
No. But I don't Jersey boy, I don't know if you agree with me or Sebastian, but I'm saying we have the money. Why wait till next season? Go and spend it big this season. Win the Premier League or win something. City just signed Alan. They're going to sign more players. Gundogan going to leave. They're going to sign more players. Why we are waiting till next season? Big team get big thing done.
Yeah, and I agree, Ryan. But like, for example, I want Jude Bellingham, but Dortmund will not let Bellingham and Haaland leave in the same window. That's what I'm saying. But that does not mean we should not still get a midfielder, because I think we need to get a midfielder. There's a midfielder that I really like that he plays for PSV that I think we should get.
Who's Hungary?
Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, I agree.
Sangare.
Look at the
It's
midfield
25
option.
million. Is that 25 million pound? That's perfect for our budget.
Jersey boy, look at the midfield option we have. As a coach Caro me say. Curtis, Fabinho, Elliot, Milner, Henderson.
Exactly, bro. We need
That's not
more
good
depth in
enough.
our midfield.
That's not good enough.
Bro, get that guy from PSV, Sanagre. He's like
We need
25 million pounds.
we need at least 2 more midfielder. We don't know what Thiago if I'm going to play 35 games of the season.
But that's what I would get
Navigate
midfielder
at the
this
same thing.
summer,
We need
and
2
then we get
midfielders.
Bellingham next summer. That's what I would do. Because if you get 2 midfielders this summer, we can't get Jude.
Bro,
I would say
Liverpool makes so many money, Steven. The profit. All right, give somebody else a chance. Go ahead, Sebastian or whatever. Jersey boy, do you think it's somebody else?
Okay, Sebastian. Now
Mhm.
with the sign of Darwin Nunez done, so the announcement, we're waiting for the announcement. That will be soon. What's your Let's say that Darwin Nunez took a massive budget out of our transfer. We know we've got Fabio Carvalho coming in. He's going to be mid/attack because I think he's going to be playing as a 10 false 9. Then we've got Darwin done. So that's 2. We need a midfielder. Now, let's say we have about 25 to 30 left to spend in the summer. Who would you get with that money for a midfielder?
I would get a backup for Fabinho, actually.
That's why I think
would-
Sanaga is a great option.
Honestly, I think I will go for Ajax midfielder Edson Alvarez. I think he's very good.
Do we know what's his budget for Alvarez?
I think around 30-40 million, I believe. Something like that. But I
That's
don't
not a
think
bad
Ajax.
shot.
Depends if Ajax want to sell him, though. Because they have sold Gravenberch to Bayern Munich.
That's a
Right.
great signing. Listen, Liverpool do have money. If you think about it, yes, we didn't win the Premier League, we did win the Champions League. But you do get money for getting to finals and get to the last day. Watson City had the biggest TV money this season, I believe. So I'm expecting us to have around 200 million in the bank. I'm expecting most of the money to go towards paying debts and that kind of stuff, the COVID-19 stuff. And then, remember, we're going to have a lot of player sales. Origi's going on a free. Nico, 25 million, at least, or 15, 20 million. It looks like Nat Phillips is going on loan because I think Klopp sees Nat Phillips as Matip's replacement. And I can see that because I still think Nat's a good player, but Nat needs the game.
He got to stop for it, didn't he?
What about Reece Williams? Do you guys think?
I think Reece Williams is not Liverpool quality.
I think he's gonna leave for like 10, 50 million, 15.
Less than that. I think he's worth 5 at least. 5 million. But people say Liverpool owners don't have to spend money. We literally spent £85 million without even selling a player. Normally, we sell the players first and buy them. This by FSG shows to me that they have intent. Klopp said, I want Darwin Nunez. I went, okay, we'll get you who you want. And I think that's why in the when they signed a new contract, Klopp, they said they were going to back him 100%. And moving on to that, let's talk about another Scotsman, Calvin Ramsay, who's apparently very close to joining us. Calvin Ramsay is a right back, and apparently he's looked as the upcoming Scottish Trent. Stephen, thoughts on Liverpool signing Calvin Ramsay potentially?
Yeah, this is big potential here. We've got in our hands here, and I think he started every single game for Aberdeen, this season. And and it looks like he's going to be the replacement for Nico. No surprise there. Nico will go, in my opinion, after this.
I think he fits perfectly at Fulham, Nico. I think he should 100% stay there.
We'll have to wait and see. But like Calvin Ramsay, he's a good prospect. Has to wait and see how he does. He'll probably get game time in the League Cup and FA Cup games. More if I get League Cup. I think Trent's so far ahead of him. He's going to have to do something to try and overtake him. He's probably going to have to do a simulcast. Because he's pushed Robbo to a lot of games and simulcast come up trumps. You know what I mean? Calvin Ramsey's going to have to do the same here, and I'm hoping that he gets the game time because he looks so young. But I think you may see something like that maybe next season because when simulcast came in his first season, he didn't really get much of starts, and I think he'll get more starts next season, but I think at this moment in time, Klopp will bring him in and just get used to the squad and play him in the League Cup games.
Yeah, so obviously, Ryan says we need 3 more players. I do agree, but I've got to say this has been a huge. All right, Michael's here. Hello, Michael. You're muted, by the way.
Yeah.
Michael, thoughts on Liverpool breaking the biggest ever signing Liverpool's made in their history?
Well, I mean, probably my voice sounds a little bit sick, by the way, guys. Sorry, but I'm very skeptical about this move, to be honest. Very, very skeptical. 100 million on a guy who has had one good season. Why can we not spend this money and get Nkunku? That's why I don't understand from Liverpool's perspective. Why do we played? I see what we did. We played against Nunez. Van Dijk and Klopp highly praised him and said, "Oh, he's a very fantastic player." I'm sorry. Why can we not just go for Nkunku, who's been proven for 3 seasons, and pay the money to get him? And he would have been cheaper. But instead, we go to Benfica, who are always going to overprice the player, and we have to spend 67 million on this guy on one season. Yes, he's a very physical striker, and he provides a different sort of playing style to Liverpool. But I'm not sold on this guy. I'm not. And we paid 100-something million with add-ons coming on. This could turn out to be. This could either go 2 ways. This could be a fantastic and could push Liverpool to the next. What's the word I'm trying to look for? Can't think of the word right now. Or it could be Andy Carroll. Next level, or it can be an Andy Carroll. It can be 2 ways with this signing, and that's why I'm very scared. And I agree with Ryan. We need 3 signings. We need a midfielder. If we can't get a goal scoring midfielder, we're still going to be in the same position and just rely on our front 3 to score all the goals. And you can't do that. Look at Man City on the final day. Did any of their front 3 score? No, it was their 2 midfielders that scored. What we need to get a midfielder.
Count De Bruyne.
That's what's crazy about Man City is that a lot of people this season have been scoring haven't been their forwards. It's been Rodri's been scoring a lot of goals. Then Gundogan's been scoring a lot of goals. Out of all people, I don't expect Gundogan to be the Aguero. But listen, we need a midfielder this summer. Michael, I don't know who we really can go get, but I like this guy from PSV because obviously I want Jude Bellingham next summer, and I think if we get 2 midfielders this summer and get an expensive midfielder this summer, we're not going to go for Jude. So I think maybe go for like that guy from PSV.
I hear you with the Sangare one. He's a very good CDM player for PSV, but he'll just be a backup to Fabinho. One name I want to shout out, I don't know if you've seen him play Jersey Boy, but Seko Fofana from RC Lens. He's a really good scoring midfielder. I think we should go for him because, let's be honest, there's not a lot of goal-scoring midfielders in Europe either. And if we want to get one, we're also going to have to pay big money. But if I'm looking at FSG and their scouting, I think they would go for Fofana, in my opinion. That's the only guy I could see. But we desperately need goal-scoring midfielders. If we don't get one, I'm sorry, we're just probably going to maybe push for the Premier League title but lose out because Man City has spent well, we haven't, and then we'll do well in cup competitions. That's what I see if we don't get a goal-scoring midfielder.
I felt like when we should have won the Champions League this season was such a blow because it's just, even though we won the domestic titles of the FA Cup and League Cup, if you just say we would have won that Champions League this season, what would we be saying now? We would have said it would have been a great season. Yes, we pushed Man City to the limit, but if we would have won that Champions League, it would have took us to ways we could have imagined that we had 3 years ago. I think that a goal scoring midfielder is needed. But it all comes down to Jude Bellingham, what he wants to do next season. I think obviously are holding out on this deal. It's very much the case. Like you said, Michael, I don't know who we're going to get in terms of midfield wise. I'm at that stage where, in terms of transfers, I don't listen to them as much, because I just think that I've listened to, whenever I listened to them in the past, they actually never got the business done. Once I've stopped looking at the transfer news, they've come up trumps for me, and they've done business. That's how that's helped at the stage. But yes, and again, it's all about trying to take City now to push them again and try and actually beat them this time. I think there has to come a point where we have to overtake them, and I think it is crucial how obviously and Klopp do this going forward. We know that Klopp's got a 4-year contract signed, and he wants to take us to strides again. He wants to win the Premier League and the Champions League again. But to make that work, we have to stop City. We have to stop this relentless City, because they've got Haaland. He's probably going to score in every single game, and that's scary enough. So it's just how all these next years going to be. Yeah, so it's going to be. Yeah, so it is really interesting how these next few years will go, but we'll have to wait and see. I just hope that Klopp and obviously just do something good for these next 4 years before we say a good farewell to Klopp in terms of what he's done for this club. Because I think it's just incredible. But we just need to back them. In my opinion, we just need to back them.
Yeah, so we're looking at a midfielder. We've got Calvin Ramsay with Darwin's. For people wondering, Darwin Nunez looks like will be announced tomorrow, because I think that they're going into more extensive medical. Because you've got to remember, this guy's done his ACL a few times, I believe. We'll have to see how this goes. I believe that Darwin Nunez is going to be a very, very good signing, but I don't think it's going to happen like that.
Jersey boy, doesn't he? But he needs to be working like that immediately, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know, but I have a feeling he won't.
Then that's a problem. Then we're not going to fight for the Premier League title if that's the case. Okay, yes, we'll get goals from Jota and maybe Nunez, but that will not be enough to overthrow Man City. Then, in my opinion, he needs to work immediately, and that's why I'm very skeptical about this.
Obviously, I will do my predictions at the end of the transfer window, but I'm probably going to go with what I went last season. I kind of think City will do the treble in terms of Premier League, not league title, not in trophies. I mean, like, they're going to do the Premier League 3 times in a row, which is ridiculous if they do that. But if you think about it, they've got Haaland, they want to get Cucurella, and they want to get Calvin Phillips as well.
Gosh.
Then if they get Cucurella, that's Cancelo moving to right back, Cucurella going left wing back. Then, because Walker's going, Walker's good, but he's getting on a bit now. And then go on Calvin Phillips now to be like the Fernandinho, like, to play Rodri. So it's gonna be very interesting. But quickly before we move on, we're gonna have a look at just a roundup of stuff before we move on. If this is a transfer window, Darwin Nunez, Calvin Ramsay, and a 25 to 30 million midfielder, what would you rate this summer transfer window out of 10, Stephen?
At the moment,
at the moment, if it's a 25 to 30 million pound midfielder, Darwin and Calvin Ramsay and Fabio Carvalho.
It's hard how Nunez will go, in my opinion, but if that was to happen, if that transfer window was to happen, I would give it maybe a 6.5 or 7, around that mark. I feel like it'd be a good window, like other windows that I've seen in the past. It's just that it would be something that it's progression, but will it be enough to compete with City for the title again? So I would give that mark then rather than going any more higher than that, in my opinion.
What about you, Sebastian? Out of 10?
Depends what midfielder we get. But I would say like 7.7 out of 10 or something like that. Depends what midfielder we get.
What about you, Michael? Calvin Ramsay, Darwin Nunez, Fabio Carvalho, and a 25 to 30 million midfielder.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10, to be honest. I'm sorry, I'm just not sold on Darwin Nunez. Maybe he'll make me prove me wrong. I hope I am wrong, but we signed a backup right back. Okay, we needed that. We signed a 19-year-old who maybe can become good in the next 2 to 3 seasons. But then, okay, we're going to sign a midfielder. Depends on the midfielder, but I'm just not sold on Darwin Nunez. But I'll have to wait and see. So for now, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because this is probably our biggest transfer window in ages. I had a feeling that this transfer window was gonna be the big spending one. We'll have to see what else happens, but of course, guys, we're gonna be live every day for Liverpool Transfer Daily because the Jamaican content's gonna stop on Tuesday tomorrow because tomorrow's Jamaica's last game for next year, I believe,
versus
World Cup and stuff. Mexico, so we're going to be doing a lot of Liverpool stuff. We're going to take a bit of a break also in terms of content at some point as well, and also it's coming up to friendlies. We're playing Man United in Bangkok. That's going to be fun to do watch along of, and see how they go with Ten Hag. We'll have to see, but a bit of a roundup in other transfers. It looks like Richarlison might go to Tottenham. I don't think that's a good move. Because I don't think Richarlison is that good, but I do think he should be starting for a team, not be a backup.
Who should they start over then?
Not at Tottenham. I think he should. I think he should play abroad. Maybe play for Sevilla or something.
Or like a Valencia. That's the sort of level he's on, I think.
That kind of team.
Or Villarreal.
Up front, he should play as up front. Because if Richarlison, if he goes to Tottenham, he's going to be on the bench.
Yeah. You're not taking over high.
Yes, he wants to leave Everton because they're shit and, they're not going to win anything. But
then he's going to Spurs. They are not going to win anything. So what?
Yeah, and he won't even he won't even play that many games. So, but the transfer I'm looking forward to see is Gabriel Jesus because Gabriel Jesus wants to stay in the Premier League. He's 100% leaving this summer because if you think about it, he's not going to play at City because they've got Alvarez, who's now Gabriel Jesus as in the backup striker. Now they've got Haaland as the number 1 striker. He's not going to play unless he plays on the wing, which won't be very often. I think Gabriel Jesus should go to Arsenal because if he goes to Arsenal, he's starting every game.
You think so? You think so? Because will Gabriel Jesus want to play in Europa League football rather than playing in Champions League?
But think about it. But if you think about it, that's a good move. Maybe Chelsea. Maybe he plays the striker for Chelsea.
Or right wing at Chelsea.
I don't know. I think it's between Chelsea and Arsenal. The reason is because again against Tottenham, it's going to be on the way. It's going to be on the bench. Arsenal will play every game, and I think he might be convinced by Arteta and the project, and the fact that he might give him the Champions League. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Then he goes to Arsenal.
And then we got Aston Villa, Diego Carlos, and Kamara, which are good 2 signings, I think. I don't think Diego Carlos is that good of a centre back, but they needed a centre back.
And they signed Olsen on a permanent. What are they doing?
That's not a really good backup goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And then let's have a look off a bit to remind us really before we go.
I don't like Holland. And that's number 1 fact.
So it looks like Marcos Alonso is going to go to Barcelona.
Barcelona. He's fucked anyway.
Yeah.
Cellini's gone to LAFC.
In MLS.
Mane, I think, will definitely leave I think the fact that we keep rejecting their offer, and we said 40 million, they will give in and pay 40 million.
I think he does leave. I think they'll just get the 40 million and they will eventually accept it and he'll move on.
Just give us the bloody money.
Yep. And Lewandowski to Barca from.
Everton won 75 million euros for Richarlison. Are they joking?
They're
They
not
can
spending
keep.
that money.
Everton are mental.
They're not spending that money.
They can keep him there.
What about this guy, Lucas Paqueta,
Where?
Lyon player?
Yeah. Shall we sign him?
If he goes to Newcastle,
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ, they're gonna have 2 Lyon midfielders. They're gonna have Bruno Guimaraes and Paqueta.
They're gonna sign the whole Leon team.
Next, they're gonna sign their striker.
Or the
Dembele.
centre back. Or the centre back.
Or maybe Gabriel Jesus will want to go to Newcastle because of the project
Oh,
they've got
okay.
with their owners.
I think that would be dangerous. Saint-Maximin and Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be cooking it. I honestly could see next season and the season after, I could see Newcastle win like the League Cup or FA Cup.
Ooh. Or Conference League, depends if they get there. What about Nkunku to Real Madrid?
Nah, they're not. They don't play. And Nkunku will want to play in a 4 position, and they don't play 4-2-3-1. So no, I don't think. I think Nkunku will stay. I think Nkunku will stay at Leipzig this season, and I think he'll go next summer. Who else is on the market? So Nasser got sacked. Pochettino's going from PSG. It looks like they're going to sign the. No, it's not. It's like the PSG are going to sign a League 1 manager.
Well, that's very surprising. Very, very surprising.
Zidane doesn't want the job. I told you, Zidane wants the job after Deschamps.
And you see France, by the way, on the way to League B. Oy.
No, yeah, I know, Sebastian, but here's the thing which is quite interesting, right? This is why I don't get the Nations League big now. There's going to be barely any friendlies before the World Cup. So I think a lot of managers are using the Nations League to prepare for the World Cup. Like he's been rotating a lot. Like he's been played a few games with playing Mignon as a goalkeeper. There's one game where he played Rabiot at left wing. Stephen, my country, France, we play the CDM at left wing. I don't get it.
And
he scored.
That's
He
weird.
scored. He did score, but
that's weird in itself.
How funny is it that England and France in the Nations League so far have won 0 games?
That's typical. That's just typical of the system.
And they don't need to start on Sweden.
Lost to Hungary, drew to Germany, drew to Italy, France, lost to Denmark, drew to Croatia, drew to Austria.
England makes it that bad.
Sweden got absolutely pammed twice by Norway.
Haaland
Haaland owns Sweden.
We have no centre back. We have legit on the centre backs injured. What are we gonna do?
Who did you play centre back then?
2 Swedish league players. Like, what the hell are we doing?
What about Northern Ireland? Have Northern Ireland been doing?
They haven't been doing good.
So all our countries have been doing absolutely shit. We're all in this boat together.
I'm just upset at Sweden because we have a really good team, but we need to do better.
Yeah, but I don't care about the Nations League because for me, this is a preparation for the World Cup in November. For people wondering, we're going to be covering the World Cup in November. Obviously, I think England's first game is Iran. We're playing England's first game Iran and France. I don't know who's France's first game.
Peru,
I think
Denmark.
I think it's Peru and Denmark. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. We're going to be covering all of them. I think Ryan will be covering I think Ryan will be covering a lot of Canada. I'll be doing France on here.
Denmark gonna beat you again. Denmark gonna beat you again.
No. We were playing a B team. First of all, Kanate has to start. If we're playing a back three, it has to be Kanate, Kunde, Varane. I don't want to see Kimpembe play. He's shit.
I'll be surprised if Kanate doesn't go to the World Cup.
And also, we've got a huge problem at right back.
Pavard.
Because Pavard is absolutely shocking defensively. We've been playing Kingsley Coman there.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I don't know. But I still think we're going to win the World Cup back-to-back.
Brazil, don't forget.
Brazil are going to get knocked out.
England lost to Hungary, and people are still saying England gonna win the World Cup.
England are playing Hungary today, and tomorrow, and France are playing. We're playing Croatia today. I want to see a strong team. I want to see Benzema, Mbappe, Griezmann, and Coman start.
I'm gonna say 4-1 France.
I think 3-0. But moving on quickly before we end the stream, who you think's been the best transfer of the window so far?
I'm not going to say Holland.
I think it hits me to say this, but Man City. You go and get the best striker in the world. They're basically one. In my opinion.
The crazy thing is, we could have afforded Haaland, but the problem with us with Haaland, I think the Haaland deal was wages. Think of it, Darwin is more expensive fee-wise than Haaland because Haaland was cheaper signing fee, the release clause. But if you think about it, then you got to add on. So pretty much in terms of the whole package, they're both the same amount. But with Darwin, we're not breaking the wage structure, and he only wants like 90k a week. With Haaland, we would be paying 350 a week, and we're not going to do that.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's just a wage problem.
And first of all, City were always going to win the battle against us because if you think about it, he's got a connection to City because his dad played for City when he was a kid, and growing up, he supported City. Because of his dad.
So do you want he's City through and through, no matter what?
It just makes sense. And I think he'll go to Real Madrid when he's like 28.
29.
He'll go in his peak. He'll go to Real Madrid. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's Liverpool Transfer Daily. We'll be back tomorrow, much later. We'll be back, I think, tomorrow evening for talking about midfield signings. How I'm also going to go into details about how Liverpool could line up with Darwin Nunez in the team. Our Sung 11 prediction for next season. And obviously, we've got to get ready, guys, because big stream on Thursday. I will be live here Thursday at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Liverpool Premier League schedule will be out.
Aye.
Well,
the Premier League accidentally leaked City's first game, which looks like to be Bournemouth. Because I think someone posted a picture of Haaland, something like that, and Premier League tweeted underneath at Bournemouth with a little hourglass.
It's just like, typical. They want to get the easiest fixture.
Yeah,
but I think we're going to get an easy fixture. You know what I'm going to predict? I'm going to predict Liverpool next season. Our first game is going to be Fulham.
Ooh.
Right.
I think we're
I'm
going to
gonna
get Fulham away. I think we're going to get Fulham away. That's my first prediction for. But that comes out at 9 a.m.
Bro, I'm gonna be asleep by then.
But I'm going to be
I'll
up
be
to
up.
do it because.
I'll be up. Yeah, I'll be up. So
I see if
So
I can make it.
me and Stephen will cover it, and we'll have a look when we're playing United. Because the most important thing, when we're playing City, when the Merseyside derby is.
Imagine Merseyside Derby first game. Oh gosh.
Oh my god!
well, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
The only reason,
we'll have them 6-0. Be fine.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
The only reason why I'm
easy.
looking forward, the only reason why I'm looking forward to this Premier League fixtures announcement is because when I can get back to Anfield again next season, if I can get to Man City in say in April time, if we get a hope, if we're at home to Man City in April time, that'll be very crucial.
You but think of it, when we play them, they're gonna have probably not have no Richarlison, no Calvert-Lewin. They're gonna play with what's his name up front?
Gray, Rondon, and
Rondon. They're gonna play Rondon and Gray up front.
I'm gonna
We'll
say
find
this.
them-
I
find
think
them
Nottingham
6-0.
Forest. I think Nottingham Forest is gonna get the first game at home versus either Chelsea or Man United.
Ooh, good shout. If we get any of these out, we'll see. But back live tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, 11 p.m. or I don't know what time. Anyway, we'll be live tomorrow evening for more Liverpool Transfer Daily, and then we'll be live again on next day. But and then we'll be live very early in the morning on Thursday because we need to look at what the teams are. We're going to be playing. So thank you guys for watching. It's been Sebastian, it's been Stephen, it's been Ryan, it's been Michael, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for more Liverpool Transfer Daily. We'll see you guys. Bye bye.